Okay, this is probably one of the most interesting things about Connecticut recently. It says here, Connecticut Governor Biotech Lackey. Connecticut Governor Daniel P. Malloy, has illustrated once again the control that Big Ag, particularly Monsanto, has on local, state, and federal governments. Let's just be honest here. There is a bill, it says right here, HB 5117, an act concerning genetically engineered foods. This bill was really popular. It says here, to go into detail, 85% approval rating in the legislature and 90% approval rating with the citizens of Connecticut. So you have a bill that was approved, by your legislator at 85%, a vast majority, and polls 90% of the public wanted it. Your job, as a public official usually is to help represent your constituents. You would think he would let the bill pass. And the great thing about the bill is that it had a very important section known as Section 2. Section 2 of the bill required that all foods containing genetically engineered ingredients had to be labeled as such. Now, a lot of people around the world were talking about this because many food manufacturers are not going to produce a product, particularly just for the labeling interests of Connecticut, but would force themselves basically to relabel all of their products for all states and maybe even multiple nations across the world, which would mean that there'd be a lot more transparency in what food is genetically modified and which isn't. But anyway, going down to details, it says here that, let me see if I can bring it up for you. It was about to see the light of day when almost a definite positive outcome, blah, 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 blah. It says here that there was a closed-door session that was conducted by Malloy and his attorneys, where they interfered with the legislation by removing Section 2 of the bill due to fears of legal action taken by the biotech industry. So one person said either, he was a coward or he's a lot richer now. Basically referring to perhaps a bribe by a biotech industry. The fact is that, that this bill, removing Section 2, essentially removes the heart of the bill and renders the bill worthless and meaningless. So now our genetically engineered foods are not labeled, unfortunately. And we could have made world history here. Daniel Malloy is not very popular in the state of Connecticut for various issues. And this is one of them. I don't know, it just seems like when 90% of the people of your state want something to get passed, it would be a wise idea to pass it. But that didn't happen. Maybe you would want to look up a little bit of stuff here. These are just some phone numbers that the article was given to help contact Daniel Malloy. So you got Facebook, Governor Malloy office, all this stuff. A lot of people were trying to share their opinions. I actually, there was a radio show and it had Malloy on, and it let you write in your questions, and I basically said, so many words, I don't remember exact wording, but it was basically you had a bill that was supported by 90% of the public, 85% of your legislature, and you vetoed it, or a very important section of it. Why did you do that? And essentially, throw your constituents under the bus. And of course the question, because it was a real question, wasn't asked, and instead the interview was basically about how everyone's having hard times now paying for things. Well, that's obvious. I thought this was going to be a little more in depth, but anyway, enough of me ranting. That's basically a big piece of history that could have been made in Connecticut that now will not happen. I just thought I should share that. Take care.